officials are worried about a dramatic rise in syphilis cases around the Portland area.
You know, our Tim Becker was at a town hall meeting on this, and he's here now with this health alert. That's a pretty big increase, Tim.
Oh, it sure is, and especially when you got to think, back around the year 2000, syphilis was basically all but wiped out. However, it is finding a second life, particularly in Multnomah County, where in 2008 there were around 20 cases reported. 5 years later, in 2013, that number jumped to 239. Why? Well, I found out tonight there are several answers to that question.
Give you some basic information so that we're all on the same page about syphilis.
Kim Taves is sounding the alarm.
Right now, of all the large urban areas in the country, we're the 5th highest in terms of rates of syphilis.
She tells me the infection's rise in recent years is tied to gay and bisexual men, primarily those infected with HIV, who make up more than half of the new infections in Oregon. Ironically, in part, because more options are now available to keep their partners safe from HIV.
And they may be decreasing their condom use because they're using other methods. Unfortunately for the bacteria that moves around, condoms are the thing that prevents the bacteria from spreading.
Yeah, the less condoms that people are using, the higher risk for transmission of syphilis. And that's why part of the reason why we've seen such a rise in the outbreak over the past few years.
That rise is steepest in Multnomah County, that went from 64 reported cases in 2010 to 239 in 2013. During the same time, Washington County went from 16 to 70, and it nearly doubled in Clackamas County. Densely populated areas where phone dating and pickup apps like Grindr and Tinder can intensify the problem.
And, just looking at like sort of a mathematical model of bacteria going from point A to B to C to D, there's more pathways through the community. And so more mixing of different partners over a broader area can increase disease transmission.
The reality is that apps are just one avenue in which people find partners. And so, yeah, apps make it easier, but I would be hesitant to say that that's the sole cause of the problem.
So what is the solution to the problem? Well, tonight's town hall is an example of one of them, educating and creating awareness for high-risk groups about what the symptoms are and, of course, to get tested regularly. Syphilis, by the way, if left untreated, can cause serious health problems like hearing and vision loss. And
Tim.